Johnson's Legendary Vengeance, this damn ebook brought to you by the one and only Classtro. Note, this novel based on fictional events created by the author himself, no characters or places mentioned in it were real. Chapter 1, The Scent of Fresh Bread. Every morning, long before the sun rose over the city, Johnson stood behind his tiny wooden stall, kneading dough with calloused hands. His clothes were old, his shoes torn, but his face could stop hearts. With warm brown eyes and a smile full of humble charm, he sold bread to people far richer than he would ever be. Among them was Herpes, the daughter of a once wealthy family. Every day, she passed by in her sparkling white car, buying a loaf from him with graceful fingers and a faint smile. She was elegant, wealthy, and bored with her world of luxury. And to her surprise, she found herself drawn to the handsome poor man who smelled of flour and dreams. But love between the poor and rich was never simple. Chapter 2, The Illusion of Class. Johnson, bold yet trembling, one day gathered all his courage. As Herpes approached, he spoke softly. "Miss Herpes, forgive me if I speak out of place, but my heart has not known peace since the day I met you." Herpes looked into his eyes, those eyes that burned with sincerity, and her heart wavered. Yet fear clawed at her. "Johnson. My family would never approve," she stammered. But that was a lie. Her family had long since shattered. Her father, cheated out of his fortune, lived alone. Her mother, Wasty, had taken everything in the divorce, money, houses, even the family's dignity, and now lived with her broke boyfriend, Joke, barely remembering she had a daughter. The truth was, Herpes was not forbidden by anyone. It was her own pride that held her back. Chapter 3, The Choice. 1 week later, gossip spread about a wealthy underwear merchant looking for new workers. His name was Mr. Fakio, owner of Fakio Underwear Empire. Herpes, desperate to rebuild her life after her mother's betrayal, applied, and was hired. There, she met Fakio's son, Fakio Jr., a simple-minded yet rich young man. Seeing her beauty and charm, he quickly fell in love. And Herpes, hungry for comfort and money, accepted his proposal without hesitation. Johnson heard the news the next morning. Herpes, the woman he loved, had married another. He watched from afar as the wedding carriage passed his stall. Herpes looked out, saw him, and turned her face away as if he never existed. That night, Johnson cried until his chest burned. Chapter 4, The Stranger in the Night. As Johnson sat alone by the riverside, an old man approached. He wore tattered clothes but carried himself like someone who had seen 100 lives. "Why cry, young man?" the old man asked. Johnson told him everything, his love, his pain, his hatred. His voice trembled when he said, "Sometimes I think of killing them both. Herpes and that man." The old man smiled sadly. "Listen to me, son. The best revenge is not blood, it's success. Let her choke on her regret when she sees you rise higher than she ever dreamed." His name was Uncle Peter, and his words lit a fire in Johnson's soul. Chapter 5, Rise of the Bread King. Years passed. Johnson left the city, taking nothing but Peter's advice and his bread recipes. In a small city, he opened a humble bakery. He worked day and night, slept in the back room, and never stopped improving. Then fate twisted the world once again. The pandemic came. Shops closed. Streets emptied. Businesses fell into ruin. But bakeries thrived. People needed bread to survive. Johnson's shop became the heart of the city. Within months, he opened another branch. Then another. Soon his name, Johnson's Oven, became a global brand. The poor man was now one of the richest men in the world. Chapter 6, The Fall of the Underwear Empire. Meanwhile, the Fakio Underwear Company faced disaster. No one bought lingerie in lockdowns. The company bled money and collapsed. Herpes and Fakio Jr. were drowning in debt. Desperate, they decided to auction their entire business. Dozens of millionaires attended the event. But when the final bidder arrived, the entire hall went silent. It was Johnson. The poor bread seller they once mocked now stood in a tailored white suit, flanked by guards. He smiled gently at Herpes. "Nice seeing you again, Mrs. Fakio." Her face drained of color. Fakio Jr. tried to confront Johnson, shouting curses, but the guards easily held him down and killed him. And with one firm stroke of a pen, Johnson bought the company. Chapter 7, Madness and Mercy. That night, Herpes broke down. She screamed through the streets, tearing her hair, unable to accept what fate had done. The poor man she had rejected now owned everything she ever had. She was admitted to a rehabilitation center after a mental breakdown. But Johnson, despite everything, felt no joy in her suffering. One quiet evening, he visited the rehab center. Through the glass, he saw her, thin, trembling, lost in her mind. For a moment, their eyes met, but she didn't recognize him. He turned to the nurse and said, "Make sure she's treated well. Give her the best care. Don't tell her who paid for it." Then he walked away. Outside, his black car waited. The driver asked, "Sir, should we go back to the new headquarters?" Johnson looked up at the sky, his voice calm. "Yes. Let's go open the new branch." The underwear empire was gone. The bakery empire was born. And in that quiet, flower-scented success, Johnson learned the truest revenge was not hatred, but forgiveness with power. Epilogue. Johnson's bakery stretched across the world. People adored his bread, not knowing the heartbreak that once fueled every loaf. In the city where it all began, a statue stood before his first bakery, a bronze figure of a man kneading dough with the words beneath it. From the ashes of rejection, he rose with fire in his hands. And somewhere far away, in a quiet hospital room, Herpes dreamed of the scent of bread. The same scent that once meant love. And now meant her eternal regret.